If you're over 60, you might be living by a set of rules you believe are healthy, but are secretly robbing you of your vitality, your sharp mind, and your golden years. The devastating truth is that these 5 common behaviors are why most people never see 85. And because they're so common, most doctors dismiss the symptoms as just getting older. But what if I told you that the most vibrant, independent 90-year-olds on the planet have identified and rejected these exact 5 lies? This isn't about good genes. It's about good choices. Today, I'm exposing the 5 retirement lies and giving you the tools to fight back. You'll learn the 5 specific habits that aging research shows can cut your life short by a decade and a half. I'll give you 3 simple at-home assessments to see your real risk, 2 doctor-backed protocols that can show results in just 30 days, and 1 surprising food swap that can dramatically lower your inflammation. But here's what I'm most excited to share. At the end of this video, I'll reveal the one thing that separates those who thrive in their later years from those who decline. It's not a pill or a surgery, and you can start cultivating it today. Before we dive in, if you're committed to living your longest, healthiest life, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. This channel is your source for no-nonsense health information for life after 60. If this video helps you, please share it. This knowledge needs to be heard. Lie number 1. A good workout erases a day of sitting. The circulation crisis. Meet Harold. At 69, Harold was a retired mailman who still loved his daily 45-minute brisk walk. He'd come home, feel great, and then spend the rest of his day in his favorite recliner, reading, watching TV, and chatting with friends on the phone. He believed his daily walk gave him a free pass to sit. He was tragically mistaken. Harold was a victim of what physiologists call the active couch potato phenomenon. His workout was excellent, but it couldn't cancel out the 10+ hours of sustained stillness that followed. For seniors, prolonged sitting isn't just inactivity. It's a state of physiological shutdown. After 60, the mechanisms that pump blood back to your heart from your legs become less efficient. When you sit for long periods, blood pools in your lower extremities. This stagnant blood becomes sticky, increasing your risk of deep vein thrombosis, a dangerous blood clot, by over 300%. Furthermore, enzymes that break down fats in your bloodstream shut down, causing triglycerides to rise, and your brain receives up to 15% less oxygen-rich blood, starving your neurons. Your first home assessment, the calf check. Sit in a chair and point your toes toward your shins. Now, feel the muscle on the front of your shin. Is it tight? Does it feel hard or ropey? Now stand up. Do you feel a sudden rush of blood or a slight dizziness? These can be signs of poor circulation from too much sitting. Now try to stand on one leg for 10 seconds without holding on. If you can't, it indicates a loss of strength and balance directly linked to sedentary behavior. Harold's wake-up call was a dizzy spell that caused a fall. While he was okay, it scared him. He adopted a strategy called movement snacking. Instead of one long meal of exercise, he grazed on movement all day. He placed a water bottle on the other side of the room, forcing him to get up for a sip every 30 minutes. During TV ads, he'd do a lap around his house. He bought a cheap standing desk converter for his computer. He even started doing commercial break calisthenics, marching in place, seated leg lifts, and arm circles. The result? Within 2 months, his dizzy spells were gone. His afternoon energy slumps vanished. His doctor was shocked to see his improved triglyceride levels. Harold learned that constant, low-grade movement is far more powerful for longevity than one intense workout followed by stagnation. Lie number 2. It's normal to sleep poorly as you age. The neural cleanse sabotage. Eleanor, 72, believed her broken, light sleep was just her new normal. She'd wake up 4 to 5 times a night, sometimes for the bathroom, sometimes for no reason at all. She'd console herself that she was just getting by on 5 to 6 hours of fragmented sleep. She was unknowingly sabotaging her brain's most critical maintenance routine. While sleep patterns change, the need for quality sleep does not. The myth that poor sleep is inevitable is perhaps the most damaging to cognitive health. During deep, slow-wave sleep, your brain activates its lymphatic system, a powerful cleansing process that flushes out metabolic waste, including toxic proteins like beta amyloid, which are directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. When you don't get enough deep sleep, it's like skipping trash day for your brain. Week after week, the garbage piles up, accelerating cognitive decline. Furthermore, poor sleep disrupts glucose metabolism, pushing you toward diabetes, and weakens your immune system, making you vulnerable to every passing virus. Your second home assessment, the 2 p.m. test and the recall test. Do you hit a massive wall of fatigue between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. most days, requiring a nap or caffeine? This is a prime indicator of poor sleep quality, not just age. Try this. Remember a 3-item grocery list, e.g., milk, eggs, bread, in the morning. Can you still recall it effortlessly at 4 p.m.? If not, your sleep may not be effectively consolidating your memories. Eleanor's transformation began with what she called her sleep sanctuary protocol. She didn't just try to sleep longer. She focused on sleeping smarter. 1. Temperature. She lowered her bedroom thermostat to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. A cool core temperature is essential for initiating sleep. 2. Light. She installed blackout curtains and removed all LED lights from electronics. Even tiny amounts of light can disrupt the senior's sleep cycle. 3. Schedule. She committed to a consistent wake-up time, even on weekends, to regulate her circadian rhythm. For the wind down, 90 minutes before bed, she entered a digital sunset, no screens. Instead, she read a physical book under soft light and took a warm bath to trigger her body's natural cooling sleep signal. Within 3 weeks, Eleanor was sleeping in solid 2 to 3 hour blocks before waking. Within 2 months, she was getting a full 7 hours of restorative sleep. The brain fog lifted, her memory improved, and her mood was transformed. She realized that protecting her sleep was the single most important thing she could do to protect her mind. Lie number 3. I'm just enjoying my quiet time. The connection deficit. After his wife passed, Walter, 75, told himself he was content with his own company. He declined invitations, saying he was too busy with his solitary hobbies. His world shrank to the 4 walls of his home. He called it quiet time, but his body was registering it as a dire threat. He was suffering from chronic loneliness, not enjoying solitude. Loneliness isn't a feeling, it's a biological state. Dr. Julian Holt-Lundstad's research shows that chronic loneliness has the same mortality impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. For seniors, it increases the risk of dementia by 64%, hypertension by 30%, and functional decline by nearly 50%. Why? Because we are hardwired for connection. When we are isolated, the body goes into a chronic stress response, flooding the system with cortisol and inflammation. The brain perceives a lack of social connection as a threat to survival, and it begins to break down accordingly. Your third home assessment, the connection audit. Grab a notebook. Write down the names of everyone you had a meaningful, face-to-face conversation with this week. Not a text or a quick hello, but a genuine back-and-forth exchange. Now count them. If you have fewer than 3, you are in the isolation danger zone. If you have 0, this is a critical health priority. Walter's revival began with a single, terrifying step. He said yes. When a neighbor asked if he wanted to join a community garden, he swallowed his anxiety and agreed. Getting his hands in the dirt alongside others was healing. He didn't have to make intense conversation. The shared activity was enough. He then embraced technology not as a barrier, but as a bridge. He learned to video call his grandchildren, becoming a part of their daily lives. He joined an online forum for model ship enthusiasts, his lifelong passion, and found a global community. Walter discovered the crucial difference between solitude, chosen alone time, and loneliness, unwanted isolation. He now schedules his quiet time and protects it, but he also schedules connection. His calendar has purpose. His doctor noted improvements in his blood pressure and mood markers. He learned that connecting with others isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. Lie number 4, I eat a healthy, low-fat diet. The inflammation trap. Margaret, 78, took pride in her heart-healthy diet. Her breakfast was whole wheat toast with margarine and a glass of orange juice. She snacked on low-fat yogurt and pretzels. She was following the dietary guidelines of the 1980s, but her 78-year-old body was paying the price with constant joint pain, brain fog, and stubborn weight gain. Margaret was caught in the inflammation trap. The foods she believed were healthy were causing a constant, low-grade fire in her body. The outdated advice to avoid fat and load up on processed carbohydrates is disastrous for senior metabolism. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at processing sugars. That healthy toast and orange juice cause a massive spike in blood sugar and insulin, triggering an inflammatory response. The margarine is loaded with inflammatory omega-6 oils. The low-fat yogurt is often packed with hidden sugars to make it palatable. This chronic inflammation is the root cause of arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. Margaret's awakening came from a blood test showing high levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of inflammation. She learned to eat the rainbow, not the beige. She shifted her diet to anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense foods. Breakfast, swap toast and juice for scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado. The protein and healthy fats stabilized her blood sugar for hours. Snacks, swap pretzels and yogurt for a handful of almonds or full-fat Greek yogurt with berries. Drinks, swap sugary juices for water, herbal tea, or green tea. Biggest change, she started using herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and rosemary, which are powerful natural anti-inflammatories. Within a month, her joint pain was significantly reduced. Within 3 months, the brain fog had lifted and she'd lost inches around her waist without trying. Her follow-up blood work showed her CRP levels had plummeted. She learned that eating for longevity means feeding your body the nutrients it needs to extinguish inflammation, not fuel it. Lie number 5. Worrying shows I care. The stress acceleration. Robert, 71, was the family patriarch. He believed his constant worrying about his children's finances, his grandchildren's safety, and his own health was a form of love and responsibility. He spent his nights rehearsing disaster scenarios in his head. He called it caring, but his body was under a state of constant siege, aging him at an accelerated rate. Robert was suffering from chronic stress, and for seniors, the effects are particularly brutal. As we age, our ability to regulate the stress hormone cortisol diminishes. It stays elevated longer, causing more damage. Chronic stress shrinks the hippocampus, the memory center of the brain, weakens the immune system, raises blood pressure, and drives inflammation, amplifying every other health problem. Robert's turnaround began when he learned to schedule his worry. He set a timer for 15 minutes each afternoon, his official worry window. He would write down everything he was anxious about. When the timer went off, he would close the notebook and physically put it away. This contained the anxiety, preventing it from infesting his entire day. He also adopted a simple breathing technique, the 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. He did this for 2 minutes, 3 times a day. This simple act activated his parasympathetic nervous system, telling his body the danger had passed. Most importantly, he differentiated between caring and controlling. He could love and care for his family without needing to control outcomes he had no power over. This mental shift released a burden he didn't know he was carrying. His sleep improved, his blood pressure medication was reduced, and he found a sense of peace he hadn't known in years. He learned that true care involves being present and healthy for your loved ones, not being consumed by anxiety. The Centenarian Code. It's about rhythm, not restriction. The secret I promised? The world's healthiest elders don't live a life of deprivation. They live a life of rhythm. They have a rhythm to their movement, constant, all-day activity. A rhythm to their sleep, consistent and protected. A rhythm to their social connections, regular and meaningful. A rhythm to their eating, whole foods, not processed. And a rhythm to their stress management, they have tools to release it. They understand that health after 60 isn't about fighting your age. It's about working in harmony with your body's new rhythms. Your assignment isn't to change everything today. It's to pick one lie you've been believing and break it with one small action. Set a movement timer. Create a sleep sanctuary rule. Schedule one social connection. Make one food swap. Practice 2 minutes of breathing. If this video gave you a new perspective, please hit the like button. It helps others find this important information. Share it with a friend. Subscribe for more. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, which of these 5 lies resonates most with you? What's one tiny step you'll take this week? Your journey to a longer, healthier, more vibrant life starts with a single step. Take it today.